The night sky over Earth had never looked so small. From space, the stars seemed distant, fragile, almost afraid. Humanity had always thought of itself as just another tiny part of the galaxy, yet tonight, everything was about to change. A signal, sharp and alien, cut through the silence of Earth's orbit. It was not like any human transmission. It was too precise, too deliberate. Scientists in every corner of the globe froze at their screens, unsure whether to feel fear or awe. In a small observatory in Chile, Dr. Elena Marquez watched the readings climb. Her hands trembled over the console, not because she was scared, but because she knew what this meant. For decades, humanity had sent messages into space, hoping to find life. Now, life had answered, and it was not friendly. The signal was a warning. Not words, not images, but a pattern, repeating, growing, almost alive. It carried the weight of millions of years of intelligence. And it came with a single, terrifying fact. 20 million planets across the galaxy had already fallen silent. They had died. And the reason was always the same. Contact with this intelligence had ended them. In New York, in the United Nations headquarters, alarms rang. Leaders argued and shouted, but no one had the answers. The generals demanded action, the scientists begged for patience. But the message was clear: humanity was being watched, studied, measured. And it was only a matter of time before the galaxy decided whether Earth would survive. Meanwhile, in the deserts of Nevada, a young pilot named Aaron Wells prepared for an urgent mission. The military had called him, chosen him for reasons he did not understand. He climbed into a sleek spacecraft, its metal surface gleaming under the harsh lights of the launch bay. As the engines roared to life, Aaron felt something he had never felt before, a mixture of fear, pride, and unshakable responsibility. Tonight, the eyes of the universe were on him. The launch was smooth, almost too smooth. Aaron's ship pierced the atmosphere and entered orbit, joining a fleet of satellites now transmitting data back to Earth. Every image, every movement, was being watched by millions, yet Aaron felt alone. In the silence of space, he thought about the billions of people down below, unaware of the danger, unaware that the stars themselves might be waiting for the right moment to strike. Suddenly, the communication screens flickered. The alien signal was no longer just a pattern. It had changed. Shapes formed, symbols, impossible to read, but somehow understandable. It was a map, a design, showing planets, fleets, weapons, and Earth at the center. Aaron's stomach dropped. Humanity had been noticed. And not just noticed, judged. Back on Earth, people were panicking. Social media exploded with fear, governments restricted broadcasts, and yet, somehow, hope did not die. Dr. Marquez had an idea, a dangerous, almost impossible plan. If the aliens were watching, then perhaps, just perhaps, they could be surprised. Humanity had one weapon the galaxy could not predict: creativity, courage, and the unwillingness to surrender. The first step was clear. Earth's brightest minds, engineers, pilots, and soldiers, all had to act together. Every decision mattered. One mistake could trigger annihilation. But for the first time in human history, every nation, every race, every culture shared the same goal: survival. The galaxy had killed 20 million worlds. Earth had to become the one that could fight back. As night fell over the planet, the stars above seemed colder, more distant. And yet, down below, in every city, village, and outpost, lights shone. People were awake, preparing, watching. Humanity was about to take its first real stand against the universe. Aaron, floating in the darkness of space, stared at Earth below. It was beautiful, fragile, alive. And he promised himself, silently but firmly, that not a single life on this planet would be lost without a fight. Then the unthinkable happened. A shadow passed over the moon. For a brief, terrifying moment, the light of Earth vanished from space. Sensors went haywire. Satellites flickered. And from the shadow, a signal came, louder, sharper, filled with the echo of destruction. The galaxy was not just watching anymore. It was testing. Aaron's fingers tightened on the controls. Dr. Marquez's team held their breath. Leaders prayed silently, knowing that history was being written in real time. Humanity's future, fragile as it was, depended on what came next. And for the first time, Earth knew it had to act. Not as countries, not as nations, but as a single, united species. The countdown had begun. The galaxy had killed 20 million worlds. Earth had no choice but to fight. And somewhere deep in the void, the Watchers waited, curious, patient, unblinking. The shadow over the moon did not last long, but its message lingered. Across Earth, alarms were still blaring. Satellites struggled to recover, and communication lines cracked with static. Scientists and soldiers alike stared at their screens, trying to interpret the alien signal. Every attempt to decode it revealed something new, strange patterns, geometrical designs, and movements that made no sense, yet felt purposeful. Aaron floated in his spacecraft, eyes glued to the viewfinder. From orbit, the Earth looked vulnerable, beautiful, like a jewel balanced on a thin thread. He could see the city lights flicker below, unaware that the galaxy had just tested them. But what shook him most was the realization that the aliens didn't just watch, they understood. Every action, every decision, every heartbeat of the planet was visible to them. In Geneva, Dr. Elena Marquez stood before a room filled with the world's top leaders. Her voice was calm, almost eerily steady. "They've studied us for centuries," she said, pointing at a holographic projection of the alien patterns. "Every war, every peace treaty, every scientific breakthrough, they know it all. And now, they are deciding if we are worth surviving." The room was silent. No one spoke. The thought of being judged by an intelligence capable of destroying millions of worlds was terrifying. But Elena continued, her eyes burning with determination. "If we want to survive, we must become unpredictable. We must act as one species, united. The galaxy has never faced humanity in its full strength. Tonight, that changes." Meanwhile, across the Pacific, a massive operation was underway. Engineers worked tirelessly to build new defenses, not just weapons, but networks of satellites, automated drones, and shields capable of responding faster than any human could. Soldiers trained in zero-gravity combat, pilots practiced maneuvers that pushed their spacecraft to the limits. Humanity was preparing for a war it barely understood, against an enemy it could not see. Aaron's ship received a new alert, an anomaly approaching from the outer edges of the solar system. It moved fast, almost impossibly fast, leaving trails of energy behind. The instruments couldn't identify it. For a moment, Aaron feared the end. But as the object drew closer, he realized it was not a weapon, it was a probe. Small, sleek, silent, and watching. Just like the aliens themselves. Back on Earth, the world held its breath. News outlets were blocked, but whispers spread, humanity was under observation. And yet, something strange was happening. Instead of fear, people felt a spark of courage. Across the globe, volunteers joined scientific teams, engineers offered their inventions, and soldiers shared knowledge across borders. Humanity was awakening, uniting against a common threat, and for the first time, the galaxy saw a planet capable of cooperation unlike any before. Elena sent a message to Aaron, "You are not alone up there. Every person on Earth is with you. We're ready for what comes next." Aaron nodded, even though she could not see him. He felt it, an unspoken bond connecting billions of humans, all aware that this might be their last chance to prove themselves. The probe stopped near the asteroid belt, silently scanning, recording, calculating. Aaron watched it carefully. He could almost feel its intelligence, like a cold hand brushing over his mind. And then, without warning, it sent a pulse, a wave of energy that made his spacecraft shake violently. Systems flickered. Warning lights flashed. The probe was testing him, testing humanity. On Earth, power grids surged, and instruments recorded strange readings. Scientists were baffled, yet Elena saw a pattern. "It's not just testing weapons," she said. "It's studying how we respond, how we think, how we act under pressure. They want to see our instincts, our courage, our humanity." Aaron realized something crucial. This was the moment humanity could change the galaxy's view. If they failed, Earth would be just another number in the silent void of 20 million dead worlds. But if they succeeded, if they proved themselves clever, brave, unpredictable, they might not just survive. They could inspire fear, respect, even admiration across the stars. The probe pulsed again, brighter this time, sending data back into the depths of space. Aaron held his breath, knowing that every choice he made in the next minutes could alter the course of history. And then, with a sudden flicker, the probe vanished. Gone. No trace, no signal, only silence. Aaron's heart pounded. Was it retreating? Or was it preparing for the next phase of the test? On Earth, Elena stared at the screens, sweat dripping from her forehead. The team held its breath. The galaxy had made its first move, and humanity had survived, for now. But both Aaron and Elena knew this was only the beginning. The watchers in the stars were patient, and their curiosity was unending. Humanity had passed the first test, but the true challenge was yet to come. And when it arrived, the fate of every human on Earth would hang in the balance. The silence after the probe disappeared was heavier than any sound Aaron had ever heard. Floating in the void, he could feel the tension pressing against his chest, as if space itself was holding its breath. The stars looked different now, colder, distant, judgmental. Every flicker of light seemed to carry a question. Are you worthy? On Earth, Elena and her team worked through the night. They were analyzing the data from the probe, trying to decipher patterns, any clue that could give humanity an advantage. Hours passed, and slowly, they began to notice something unusual. The probe's pulses weren't random. They followed the natural rhythms of life on Earth, the heartbeat of a child, the flow of a river, the patterns of human thought. The aliens were studying not just technology, but the essence of humanity itself. Aaron's communicator crackled. Dr. Marquez, I'm detecting another object entering the solar system. It's larger this time. Much larger. Elena's eyes widened. How fast? Too fast for any human spacecraft, Aaron replied. And it's heading straight for us. Across the globe, the world watched the sky with growing fear. But instead of panic, something remarkable happened. Scientists, engineers, and pilots, who had spent years competing against one another, now worked together. Nations shared technology and strategies. Humans were learning to move as one mind, one species. The galaxy was watching, and for the first time, it saw unity, a force it had never truly encountered before. The object entered Earth's orbit, and for the first time, Aaron saw it clearly. It was massive, shaped like nothing humanity had ever built. Its surface shimmered with a metallic light that shifted colors, reflecting the stars in ways that defied physics. It hovered silently, yet its presence was deafening. The probe had been a test. This was the real assessment. Elena spoke to the United Nations via hologram, her voice firm. This is not an attack, yet. The alien fleet, or at least a part of it, is evaluating us. Every decision, every reaction counts. If we act with fear, they will strike. If we act with courage, creativity, and unity, we might earn a chance to survive. Aaron felt a surge of determination. Understood. What's the plan? Elena's voice softened, almost like she was speaking to a child. We show them humanity at its best. Not just our weapons, but our ingenuity, our courage, our heart. Prepare for maneuvers they cannot predict. And Aaron, remember, they are studying you as much as the rest of the planet. Your choices matter. Aaron nodded and engaged the ship's engines. He moved cautiously at first, then faster, performing maneuvers that felt instinctive, almost artistic. The alien object mirrored him at first, then slowed, observing, analyzing. It did not attack. It simply watched. On Earth, engineers activated a global network of satellites designed to respond instantly to any threat. Drones flew in patterns humans had never imagined, creating a living web of defense. Ships tested coordinated maneuvers, soldiers drilled for zero-gravity combat. Every action was precise, but infused with unpredictability, the very thing the aliens could not calculate. The massive object pulsed with light, sending waves of energy toward Earth. Screens around the world glowed with strange symbols, and for a moment, humanity feared this was the moment of judgment. But instead of destruction, the energy seemed to enhance communication systems, stabilize satellites, and even power cities that had been struggling under blackouts. Aaron realized what was happening. The aliens were not attacking, they were testing how humanity could adapt under pressure. Every move humans made, every solution they found, every display of unity, was being recorded. The galaxy had expected fear, chaos, and failure. Instead, it was witnessing resilience. Elena spoke into her communicator, voice steady but urgent. Aaron, you're doing more than surviving. You're showing them we are worth observing. Keep moving. Keep being unpredictable. The galaxy is learning. Aaron's hands worked the controls like never before. He twisted, turned, and maneuvered through impossible angles, pushing the limits of physics, guided by instinct, training, and sheer willpower. The alien object followed but never attacked. It studied, catalogued, recorded. Suddenly, the object emitted a beam of light straight into space, pointing toward the stars. A hum filled the communication channels, low and resonant, as if the universe itself had spoken. Elena and her team looked at each other in disbelief. The signal was not a warning, it was a report. Humanity had passed another test. But the celebration was brief. The galaxy did not forgive easily. Aaron knew this. Elena knew this. The alien fleet was out there, patient, watching, waiting for humanity's next move. And while Earth had proven it could fight, it had only earned a temporary reprieve. Aaron stared down at the planet below. The cities, the rivers, the forests, they were alive, precious, fragile. He clenched his fists and whispered to himself, "We will not fail. Not now. Not ever." Elena's voice crackled in his headset. "Prepare for the next phase. The galaxy has noticed us, but the real challenge is only beginning. Humanity's story is far from over." The stars above twinkled, cold and distant. Somewhere, far beyond human reach, eyes watched every move. And deep in the void, a decision was forming. The alien fleet remained unseen, but its presence was everywhere. Earth's skies shimmered with a faint hum of energy, satellites pulsed with life, and every city felt the tension of being watched. Aaron floated above the planet, staring at the fragile blue sphere below, knowing that what he did next could decide the fate of billions. On the ground, Dr. Elena Marquez coordinated teams like a maestro conducting an orchestra. Engineers adjusted satellites, recalibrated drones, and tested new defensive systems. Pilots practiced risky maneuvers, soldiers trained in synchronized strikes, and scientists ran simulations to predict alien reactions. For the first time, humanity was not divided by nations, languages, or politics. Every mind worked toward a single goal: survival. Aaron's communicator crackled. "Dr. Marquez, I see something. It's moving within the asteroid belt. Not one object, hundreds, thousands. They're coming closer." Elena's eyes widened. "The fleet is deploying probes. They're testing multiple angles simultaneously. Aaron, this is the real challenge. You must intercept, analyze, and outsmart them. Humanity is counting on you." Aaron adjusted his thrusters, moving in a dance of speed and precision. The probes darted like swarms of metallic lightning, weaving around asteroids and each other. Some emitted energy pulses that could disable ships. Others scanned for weaknesses. Aaron had no weapons capable of firing back. His only advantage was speed, strategy, and unpredictability. On Earth, satellites relayed data in real time. Scientists watched as Aaron's maneuvers created patterns the aliens could not predict. Each twist, each acceleration, each evasive move forced the probes to adapt. The swarm hesitated, faltered, and then reorganized, but Aaron never repeated a move. He flowed like water, as if guided by instinct itself. Suddenly, A probe fired a beam toward the moon. The energy hit and created a ripple that threatened the satellites orbiting it. Aaron's heart pounded. If he didn't act fast, Earth's entire communication grid could collapse. With a deep breath, he executed a maneuver no simulation had ever predicted. He dove through the path of the beam, letting the energy pass harmlessly above him. The probe adjusted, but it was too late. Aaron had forced it off course, sending it colliding into another asteroid. On Earth, Dr. Marquez and her team cheered quietly. "Yes, that's it," she shouted. "We're learning faster than they expected." But the aliens were not easily impressed. The swarm reorganized, smarter, faster. Their movements no longer seemed random. They anticipated patterns, probed weaknesses, and tested humanity's limits. Yet, Aaron kept moving, never repeating himself, always thinking one step ahead. Then came the first real shock. One of the larger probes emitted a pulse directly at Aaron's ship. The force was enough to push him off course, spinning him in the void. Systems flickered. Alarms screamed. Time slowed. Aaron's mind raced. He couldn't shoot. He couldn't outrun it in a straight line. There was only one choice: think differently. He angled his ship toward a nearby asteroid, using its mass to bend the pulse around him. The energy slammed into the rock and exploded outward, scattering the probe swarm. Aaron's heart pounded as he regained control. He had survived, but he knew the aliens were learning. Every test, every maneuver, every victory was being recorded. Humanity was being measured, judged, and catalogued. On Earth, the news of Aaron's maneuvers spread quietly among the teams. They realized something incredible. The galaxy had never faced a species capable of such adaptability, creativity, and courage. Humanity was unpredictable, not reckless, but intelligent and united. The blue planet below, fragile and small, had just taken its first stand against an intelligence older and more powerful than anyone could imagine. Elena sent a message to Aaron, her voice steady despite the tension. "You've proven we can adapt. But the real test is coming. The aliens will respond with something bigger, faster, and smarter. Prepare for anything. And remember, humanity is more than just machines and weapons. Our strength lies in our courage, our creativity, and our unwillingness to surrender." Aaron took a deep breath, staring into the endless void. The stars no longer seemed distant, they seemed alive, watching, curious. He clenched his fists and whispered, "We will not fail. Earth will survive." The probes retreated for now, melting into the darkness of the asteroid belt. But Aaron knew this was only temporary. The alien fleet was patient, and patience in the hands of such intelligence was dangerous. They were watching, waiting, calculating. Humanity had shown its strength, but the galaxy had not yet revealed its true power. On Earth, people slept uneasily, unaware of the dangers lurking in the void. But somewhere deep in every human heart, a spark had been lit, a spark of courage, unity, and hope. Humanity had survived the first real test, and for the first time in history, it had made the galaxy take notice. Aaron adjusted his controls, moving back toward Earth orbit. The planet below seemed brighter now, alive, ready to fight. And as the stars above watched silently, a message seemed to pulse through the void, almost like a whisper: humanity is different. Humanity is strong. The real challenge begins. Earth's skies glimmered with silent tension. Across the globe, people slept unaware, but above, in orbit and beyond, the galaxy's watchers were calculating every human move. Aaron floated among the stars, his ship scarred from previous encounters but still operational. He knew the probes would return, and this time, they would be faster, smarter, more dangerous. Back on Earth, Dr. Elena Marquez gathered the leaders of the world in a secure underground facility. "They are learning," she said, voice firm. "Every maneuver, every reaction, every solution we find is being studied. But humanity has something they cannot calculate: courage, creativity, and the unwillingness to give up. We must use that to our advantage." Around the facility, engineers worked tirelessly. Satellites hummed, drones flew in perfect coordination, and pilots trained relentlessly. Humanity had become one organism, every part of it aware, working together, synchronized for the first time in history. And the galaxy was watching. Aaron's sensors suddenly detected movement at the edge of the solar system. Hundreds of alien ships, larger than any probe, advanced in perfect formation. Unlike the probes, these were deliberate, massive, and armed. The fleet's presence made even the stars seem smaller. The Watchers had escalated. Elena's voice echoed in Aaron's communicator. "Aaron, this is it. The first wave. If they strike, it won't be a test, it will be a war. Prepare for anything. Remember, survival is not just about strength. It's about intelligence, unity, and adaptability. Humanity can do what no other planet has done." Aaron took a deep breath, activating every system he had. He could not fight the fleet alone, but he could gather crucial data. Every move he made would help Earth prepare for the coming storm. He zipped through the formation of alien ships, dodging energy pulses, mapping fleet patterns, and sending data back to Earth. On the planet below, humanity reacted in ways the galaxy could not predict. Satellites synchronized in real time, creating a living web of defense. Drones moved faster than the eye could see, forming intricate patterns that acted like shields and traps. Pilots coordinated maneuvers that mimicked natural phenomena, storm patterns, ocean currents, even the random flight of birds, to confuse alien sensors. Aaron felt the weight of the planet in his hands. Each decision could save millions, or cost them. The alien ships fired coordinated volleys, yet the humans adapted, dodging, outsmarting, and improvising. Every move was a demonstration of intelligence, creativity, and unity. For the first time, the galaxy saw a species capable of turning its weaknesses into strengths. Then came the unexpected. One alien ship broke formation and sent a pulse directly toward Earth cities. The energy disrupted communications and power grids. Panic threatened to spread, but humans did not falter. Emergency teams rerouted energy, engineers stabilized satellites, and soldiers secured critical locations. Humanity's unpredictability had bought them time, and the galaxy had noticed. Aaron's communicator crackled again. "Dr. Marquez, they're changing strategy. They're trying to predict our moves, but every time we respond, it's different. They're frustrated, or impressed." Elena's eyes gleamed. "Good. Keep it that way. This is exactly what we need." The galaxy has never faced a species that fights with creativity instead of only force. Every reaction teaches them that we are not weak. We are not predictable. We are human. The alien fleet pulsed with energy, creating a wave that enveloped parts of the solar system. Satellites flared, drones adjusted, and Aaron's ship quivered under the immense force. Yet, humanity adapted, forming patterns of movement that even the alien fleet could not anticipate. Every tactic, every maneuver, was a declaration: Earth would not surrender. Aaron felt a surge of determination. He zipped through the waves of energy, dodging pulses, collecting data, and sending it to Earth. Every move was precise, yet unpredictable, like a dance of life against the cold logic of the stars. On Earth, Elena and her team monitored the data. "They've underestimated us," she whispered. "They've never faced a planet that thinks, adapts, and unites in real time. We are changing the rules of the galaxy. Humanity is rewriting what it means to survive." The first wave of the alien fleet began to retreat, not destroyed, but wary. They had learned something about humans. Earth was alive with unpredictability, courage, and unity. The galaxy had killed 20 million worlds, but Earth had survived the first real assault. Aaron floated in the void, staring at the planet below. Cities sparkled like a million tiny fires. Humanity had survived, not by weapons, not by strength alone, but by intelligence, adaptability, and the unyielding will to live. The galaxy had taken notice. Elena's voice came through one last time. "This is just the beginning. The real challenge is coming. And humanity will be ready. Always. We are strong. We are united. We are human. Above, the stars twinkled silently. Somewhere, far away, the watchers observed. And somewhere even further, the galaxy's decision began to form. Earth was different. Earth was strong. And Earth was not finished yet. The solar system had never been so alive. Invisible threads of energy pulsed between satellites, drones, and spacecraft, forming a complex web of defense and communication. On Earth, every city, laboratory, and command center was linked, moving in harmony like one living organism. Humanity had learned quickly. Survival depended not on individual strength, but on collective ingenuity. Aaron hovered above the planet, eyes scanning the void. The alien fleet had retreated, but he knew it was only temporary. They were intelligent, patient, and observant. Waiting. Calculating. Watching every move humanity made. And now, it was time to strike back, not with weapons of destruction, but with ideas, creativity, and courage the galaxy had never seen before. Dr. Elena Marquez stood in the command center, her hands hovering over the holographic display. We've analyzed their movements, their strategies, their reactions, she said. They respond to force predictably, but they cannot predict creativity. They cannot understand unity that defies calculation. That is our advantage. Aaron's communicator crackled. Dr. Marquez, they're returning. More ships than before. They've adapted, but they still do not expect this. Elena nodded. Then it's time. Launch the counteroffensive. Not to destroy, but to prove. We show them humanity is alive, resourceful, and unyielding. Across the globe, humanity moved in unprecedented coordination. Drones formed intricate patterns in orbit, satellites adjusted their orbits to create dynamic shields, and spacecraft executed maneuvers that mirrored natural phenomena. Swirling vortexes, chaotic but purposeful formations, patterns no algorithm could predict. Every move was a message to the galaxy. Earth is not weak. Earth is alive. Aaron accelerated, weaving between asteroids, drawing the alien fleet into a trap of information and movement. The aliens fired pulses, attempting to disrupt communications, but humans had anticipated every angle. Data rerouted instantly, defenses shifted, and drones adapted in real time. Humanity's unpredictability became a weapon the aliens could not calculate. On Earth, Elena and her team monitored the fleet's response. The alien ships hesitated, then reorganized. Their algorithms had never faced such rapid, intelligent adaptation. They had expected fear, panic, and weakness, but what they saw instead was coordination, courage, and innovation. Aaron's heart pounded. He dove toward a cluster of ships, dodging energy beams, while transmitting live data back to Earth. Engineers immediately used the information to adjust the orbital defense grid, creating waves of energy that deflected alien attacks. Pilots executed maneuvers that mirrored Aaron's path, confusing the fleet and forcing them to waste energy adapting. Humanity was fighting without killing, surviving without surrendering, and teaching the galaxy something new about life itself. Suddenly, a massive alien vessel separated from the main formation and surged toward Aaron. Its energy field shimmered with power beyond imagination. Every instinct screamed to retreat, but he realized the true purpose. The ship wanted to test him directly. He smiled grimly. Humanity had faced fear before. This was just another challenge. Aaron's ship twisted and turned in ways no simulation could predict. He used the asteroid belt for cover, bounced energy pulses off debris, and created patterns that made the alien vessel hesitate. Every action was precise yet unpredictable, a dance of intelligence and courage. The ship fired, but Aaron anticipated each strike, turning potential destruction into advantage. On Earth, Elena watched with bated breath. They've never seen this before, she whispered. Every move Aaron makes teaches them we are not just a species, they are witnessing humanity's heart, mind, and will. The alien vessel pulsed a brilliant light, and then retreated. The rest of the fleet, sensing the coordinated unpredictability of humanity, slowed, hesitated, and began to pull back. For the first time, the galaxy realized something extraordinary. Earth was not just surviving. Earth was teaching, proving, and adapting in ways no civilization had ever done before. Aaron exhaled, his hands shaking slightly. The battle was not over, but humanity had won the first decisive psychological victory. They had survived the fleet's test and had shown the galaxy that courage, creativity, and unity were weapons stronger than lasers or missiles. Elena turned to the leaders around her. They are learning about us, but we are learning about them too. The galaxy has never faced a species like ours. Every move we make, every decision we take, strengthens our position. Humanity is not just alive. We are awake. And now, we begin to define the rules of survival for ourselves. Above, the stars twinkled silently. The alien fleet retreated, not destroyed, but wary. Somewhere, beyond reach, eyes observed every human move. And somewhere further, the galaxy began to reconsider its assumptions. Earth was different. Earth was strong. And the story of humanity was just beginning. Aaron looked down at the planet below, radiant and alive. He whispered, "We fight not because we must, but because we can. And no one, no species, no galaxy, will ever take that away from us." The alien fleet had withdrawn, but the sense of danger never left. Aaron hovered above Earth, watching the planet's lights shimmer like millions of tiny hearts beating in unison. He knew the galaxy had not finished testing humanity. This final trial would decide everything. On Earth, Dr. Elena Marquez and her team worked feverishly. Communications with orbiting spacecraft were synchronized, drones moved in precise patterns, and engineers adjusted satellites to form an invisible web around the planet. Humanity was ready, not just to survive, but to make the galaxy understand that Earth was alive, strong, and unified. Suddenly, Aaron's sensors picked up something massive. A colossal alien vessel emerged from the void, larger than anything humanity had ever imagined. Its surface shimmered with a strange energy, reflecting the stars like a mirror. Unlike the previous fleet, this one did not test. It intended to dominate, to intimidate, to force submission. Elena's voice came through Aaron's communicator. "This is it. The final phase. Every move we make counts. Remember, they cannot calculate courage, creativity, or unity. Use that. Humanity will survive because of who we are, not what we have." Aaron's ship darted forward, weaving through space debris, past satellites, and alongside drones performing coordinated maneuvers. The alien vessel fired waves of energy, powerful enough to shatter asteroids. But Aaron stayed calm, thinking creatively, predicting patterns, and sending live data to Earth. Every move he made became a lesson in unpredictability. On Earth, the planet responded. Satellites reflected pulses of energy in intricate sequences, drones formed dynamic shields, and fleets of human spacecraft coordinated moves that mimicked natural chaos. Hurricanes, flocks of birds, and ocean waves. The aliens could not anticipate these patterns. They had never faced a species that turned instinct and creativity into survival. The colossal alien ship pulsed, sending a blinding energy wave toward Earth. Millions of people watched from below as satellites and drones absorbed, redirected, and diffused the attack. The planet itself seemed to fight, alive with human ingenuity and courage. Humanity's unpredictability became a force no machine could conquer. Aaron's heart raced. He dove straight into the path of the ship, not to fight, but to draw attention. The vessel's sensors locked onto him. He twisted, spun, and weaved through energy waves, creating impossible patterns that confused the ship's calculations. Behind him, human satellites, drones, and spacecraft mirrored his movements, amplifying the effect. Elena's voice was calm but urgent. "Aaron, keep going. Every move, every decision is teaching them. Show them humanity cannot be predicted, cannot be conquered." Aaron smiled grimly. He pulled a maneuver he had never attempted before, combining speed, rotation, and an asteroid's gravitational pull. The alien vessel reacted, firing multiple beams that collided harmlessly into debris. Humanity had turned fear into strategy, chaos into defense. For the first time, the alien ship paused. Its massive energy field pulsed, not in attack, but in observation. Aaron's movements, humanity's coordination, the planet's collective ingenuity, they were rewriting the galaxy's assumptions. Humanity was not just surviving, they were proving that courage, intelligence, and unity were forces greater than destruction. On Earth, Elena and her team monitored the vessel's response. "They're analyzing us," she whispered. "They expected fear. They expected weakness. Instead, they see creativity, courage, and a species united as one. This is why Earth survives." Aaron's ship darted one last time, spinning and twisting through a final series of maneuvers. The colossal vessel pulsed a brilliant light and then retreated, vanishing into the depths of space. The alien fleet had left, not defeated by weapons, but by something far greater, the indomitable spirit of humanity. Silence fell across Earth and orbit. People cheered, cried, and hugged one another. Aaron floated above the planet, looking down at the sparkling cities, forests, and oceans. Humanity had survived a trial that had destroyed 20 million worlds. Against an intelligence far older and stronger than anything they had known, Earth had endured. Elena's voice came through, calm, proud, and full of hope. "We have shown the galaxy what it means to be human. Courage, unity, and ingenuity have no equal. Today, Earth is not just a planet, it is a testament to life, to survival, and to the spirit that will never surrender." Aaron exhaled, feeling a weight lift from his shoulders. The stars above twinkled silently, but no longer seemed cold. Somewhere, far beyond human reach, the galaxy had taken note. Earth was different. Earth was strong. And Earth would continue to shine. For the first time in history, humanity had not only survived the universe's judgment, they had inspired it. The galaxy had watched 20 million worlds fall silent. But Earth had made the stars go quiet in awe. Aaron whispered to himself, "We are human. And nothing, not time, not space, not the galaxy itself, will ever change that." Above, the stars twinkled. And somewhere, the watchers in the void understood. A species had risen, unpredictable, courageous, and united. A species that refused to die quietly. A species called humanity.